This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top. I had to look up how to pronounce so many things.
Really?
Yeah, like names of places, people, record label.
This should be funny then.
No, I've wrote in brackets, like, you know how when you see pronunciation, it's got like the syllables? Did you? So I've got that so I don't stuff the things up this week. Because there's so many that I just butcher, and it's just, you know, it's getting to me a little bit.
Keeps you awake at night.
I listen back and I just go, no. Cool. All right, hey.
Hello. Greetings.
Greetings. What's going on? How we doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay,
Not too
guys.
shabby.
Yeah, good.
That's pretty good. My spirits are fairly high. That restrictions have been lifted a touch in New South Wales, Australia.
I think my spirits
Southern
have been
Hemisphere.
high all week just from listening to these albums. They're very happy in comparison to what we've been listening to recently. So I've
Exactly.
just had unlimited amounts of happiness.
Yeah, no, it's been a good week listening to these two albums.
Yeah.
They are two albums. What are they, Adam? Can you enlighten me and enlighten our
because you
lovely
can't
listeners?
say the Phoenix one. Is that why?
No, I can say the Phoenix
got it
one
now?
perfectly now. No, I can.
Oh.
It's really good now.
We
I'm
got,
really good. Trust me, guys. Good dad.
We got Wolfgang Amadeus Phoenix from Phoenix, and we've also got Tourist History by Two Door Cinema Club.
Woohoo! Thunderous applause. That's sick. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to these two albums this week.
Me too.
It has
Same.
been a pleasure. Honestly, almost a privilege, I dare say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Have you? These two albums. Okay, so Two Door Cinema Club, I swear, were like the first. Well, this album particularly was like the first album that I first got into for indie rock, kind of. Like I was listening to indie rock before it, like you know, like the Kooks and Block Party, obviously, but that's like kind of different. But then Two Door was so like in 2011, 2010, it just felt like buttons up, top buttons were done up, the fringes were going everywhere. Well, in Newcastle anyway, it just felt like that. Everyone was listening to Two Door.
Oh, for sure.
That's just what I got with Two Door Cinema Club for sure.
Yeah.
And like,
It's pretty
Absolutely.
nostalgic, I think, Two Door. It's definitely
yeah, it
brought
is.
back a lot of memories.
good memories, I reckon.
Not that I didn't even really get into that album. Like, I liked the singles at the time, but not for any real reason. I just didn't give it a proper listen. So this week has been my first actual run through, I think, which is
Really?
awesome. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Been
Well,
great.
it's weird. Both these two albums I've listened to heaps, but I've never ever bothered to listen to any of their other albums or like look into like the history of the band
Same.
of the both
Yeah.
Still
bands.
haven't.
So it's been really nice this week. It's been really good.
I've still not listened to any other albums by Phoenix, but
Yeah.
this album is like one of my favorites. I don't know why, but
And like,
Definitely
I'm
have to
sure
deep
they're
dive.
good. Yeah.
well, obviously I'll talk about it eventually soon, but like these two albums have so many similarities, and both bands, and like it's crazy. Didn't even realize like
Yeah.
producers, tours, like the same sound, labels, no permanent
Yeah.
drummers, like so many similarities.
yeah.
Let's get into it then.
Yes, wait, quickly before we get into it though, on the socials on our at Record Royale Instagram, Facebook, forgot to do it on Twitter, but it's all good. I posted a poll of what people reckon's going to win this episode. Phoenix got 24 votes and Two Door got 15. So let's see.
Woo.
Let's see what happens, eh?
Nice.
Should be good. All right, let's kick it off. We're going to get into Phoenix first. So, Phoenix, formed in 1996. Pretty long ago. In Versailles, France. Hopefully I pronounced that one right. Vocalist Thomas Mars. Deck Darcy on the bass. Dope name. Laurent Bronkowitz on the guitar. And his brother, Christian Mazzale on the other guitar. They're brothers, but different last names, so maybe, I don't know, half brothers? Is that how it works?
Who knows?
So, Adam, I think this is what you were going to say before. So, before Phoenix started, Bronkowitz had played in a band with two guys called Thomas Bangalta, and Guy Manuel de Helmacristo, who would later form electronic duo. Who is it?
Daft Punk, baby.
That's it. Daft Punk.
The
He played in a
Kings.
band with Daft Punk. And yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I feel like everyone that plays music in France just knows each other. From that little bit of that little factoid
Yeah,
in my
hey.
head now, every single French artist knows each other very well. So,
I think that's the only explanation.
yep.
How many people live in France?
A few.
Just
Doesn't matter.
few.
Doesn't
They
matter.
all play in the same band.
All musicians, yeah.
Yeah.
So the album that we're talking about, Wolfgang Amadeus Phoenix, takes its name off Mozart's name, whose real name is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Yeah. That's the one.
Sick.
Pretty cool. So Mars, the vocalist, said that the album was like a childish thing. He explained it as, it's like you're unleashing a child into the museum and he draws a moustache on the Mona Lisa. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
I
Pretty
read
weird.
that as well. I found that weird because they also, like he said that was the explanation, but then there's also, he's said a few different things about explaining the album. Like I was reading on Genius, he's just like, it seems like he's kind of made it up as he's going. Because there's also people that say like, it's meant to be the contrast of Mozart and Liszt. I can't remember, is it Frank Liszt or I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That
Whatever his name is.
Hungarian dude.
Well,
Yeah.
the song Listomania, apparently they were kind of like polar opposites as people. One was like the super proper one and one was a bit crazy. And that was like the idea behind the album was a bit of both. But yeah, they kind of made it up a few different reasons, I think.
Hey, we should be sponsored by Genius. I reckon you're name dropping Genius every
Oh,
week on the
I
pod.
love Genius. I had no
Yeah.
idea how much I love it, but now I've decided, I think I'll probably just do that for every album I listen to, regardless of if it's on the pod. It's so good.
It is really good. It's
They
handy,
should
yeah.
drop us a bag, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should.
Big
So,
fat fan.
so the album was released on the 25th of May, 2009, nearly 11 years ago. By the time this album's out, it will be, nearly 11 years ago. By V2 Records, Virgin 2, founded in 1996 by Richard Branson.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah, pretty cool.
Why Virgin 2? Was there a Virgin 1?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they didn't want to call
Weird.
it
Version
Virgin
1 just the flight
because-
company, or?
Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
don't know.
yeah. It's heaps weird. But they've put out records or music by the Black Keys, the Cribs, Cold War Kids, the White Stripes. So, and they're still kicking it as well. I think they're owned by Universal now, though.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a weird venture for Richard Branson to branch out into
Well,
in the music scene.
well,
Good on him.
Virgin Music, that was, I think that might have been the first thing. That might have been his
What?
first, like, and then he branched into planes.
What, really?
I think so. Yeah.
You sure?
That could be a massive lie. I might have made that up in my head, but I'm pretty sure that might have been, Virgin Records was like
yeah.
the
The
shop.
post edit will decide that.
Yeah.
Are we going to insert a little bam, bam into there?
Yeah. It could be there.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Or a tick noise. So it was produced by Philip Zdar at his home studio in Paris. He's got
Do you guys know what it's called? His studio.
Motor Bass.
Motor Bass. That's
Motor
so
Bass.
cool.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so rock and roll.
Producing, he's got producing or mixing credits on all of Phoenix's albums. Also cut copy, Franz Ferdinand, and have a guess.
Daft Punk.
Tudor.
Oh, Tudor?
Yeah, Tudor.
Duh.
probably a Daft Punk as well. He's French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
all know each other. But unfortunately, this is pretty tragic. Actually, I don't know if you saw this. Zdar died last year. He fell off an apartment in Paris.
Oh,
From an
true.
apartment, fell 19 stories. Yeah,
Jesus.
died. Yeah,
What a
last
shame.
year. So pretty recent and really tragic. So
That's really sad.
yeah, heaps. So there was 3 singles from the album. Litzomania, which got number 13 here in the Hottest 100 of 2009.
Yeah.
1901, which got number 4 in the Hottest 100 of 2009, and also cracked the US charts. It was their first song to do so at 84. And Lasso, which, I don't know about you guys, but I first heard that song on Guitar Hero, Warriors of Rock.
Me too. That's exactly where I heard it.
Yeah, and then that
What a
legit opened me up to Phoenix, that game. Like
There you
every
go.
other band on that game, pretty much as well. On all the
I
Guitar
think
Heroes.
1901 is on NBA 2K15, I think, as well. So they do sound like FIFA songs, a lot of these.
Yeah.
Which is a compliment.
Well, I was going to say it later, but Tudor have songs on FIFA. I know they got I Can Talk on FIFA 11. I'm sure they have more than that. They're such a
Yeah.
FIFA band. There's a particular type of sound for FIFA.
Absolutely.
What's the
It's a
song?
genre.
FIFA World Cup 2006 on PS2. What's the song? Oh,
Big City Life.
I tried to get
paid.
paid.
Yeah.
Biggest
What a
FIFA song of all time.
Greatest
I
FIFA
digress.
game of all time as well.
So this album debuted at number 37 in the US and 13 in Australia and 14 in France. So 13 in Australia was their highest of any country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say both albums. I think really broke out in Australia, kind of maybe even more than their home countries. I know the Two Door was the same. It was cracked here before the US.
Oh, yeah,
Which is pretty
absolutely. Although this album was really big for Phoenix in the US. They were this is their breakthrough album, big time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Which leads me to, because it won a Grammy for Best Alternative Album in 2010.
Go
Yeah.
on.
And that's
That's
massive. That's huge.
Yeah. Well deserved.
Yeah, it's sick. Rolling Stone magazine gave it the third best album of 2009. Pitchfork ranked it 8, and Time magazine ranked it 5th. So the best albums of 2009.
Awesome.
Also, what I obviously noticed, and I'm sure everyone does, that they're French, but they sing in English. Apparently they made a conscious effort from the start to do it because not many people were doing it, but apparently it was really not recepted well in France. They were like, what he's doing?
Is that for their earlier albums as well?
Yeah,
Is
all
that
of
what
them
they
are
did
in English.
from the
yeah.
jump? Yeah, right.
Yeah, and apparently 40% of music on French radio, I don't know if it still is, but around when their first album came out, about 2000, had to be in French. So 60% could be in any other language, but 40% had to be in French.
True.
Which is pretty crazy.
I actually read another law they were talking about. Apparently in France, if you don't have to get the rights to use French musicians' music on TV or movies. So a lot of their stuff got used on movies, and it was always just a surprise. Apparently,
Because they had to use it, pretty much. Couldn't use it.
well, yeah, they don't have to pay, so you're allowed to use.
Oh, shit. Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait. In French movies or?
I think French movies. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Oh, true.
and yeah, pretty cool.
Also a
There you
rort.
Also a rort, but he wrote he was just sometimes it's bad because they don't like the movie, but sometimes it's a really good surprise. So there you go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's all I got for Phoenix. You got anything else?
Nah, I don't.
Not really.
I'm definitely gonna can the poor French impersonations.
staying
I
in.
think they're a bit tragic. Okay, cool. So Two Door Cinema Club from Bangor. I think that's how you pronounce it. Who knows? Shout me out, any Bangor listeners from Northern Ireland. They're an Irish band. Did not know that until reading.
Neither.
So Alex Trimble, vocals, guitar, Sam Halliday, lead guitar, Kevin Baird on the bass, and they also have no drummer. They use a drum machine, which is pretty dope. And I think if you weren't a musician and you weren't told that, there's no chance you would know.
Yeah. No, they're special. I reckon Phoenix as well. I had no idea that Lasso at the start was a drum machine and not.
Well, they made
Pretty cool.
a conscious effort to make sure that if they had a drum machine, they made it sound like drums, and vice versa kind of as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So when this album came out, all the members were only 20, which is pretty crazy. And the album name comes from their town, apparently used to have really strong tourism, hence tourist history.
Cool.
Pretty cool. It was released on the 17th of February 2010 by, here we go, French record label Kitsune label, record label.
Japanese.
Yeah, they're a French electronic music record label and fashion label created in 2002, and they've released albums from Hot Chip, Digitalism, Citizens, and Two Door. It's pretty cool. And they've worked with Phoenix. I don't think they've released officially a Phoenix album, but they've done compilation albums and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
But both of these albums, Phoenix and Two Door, were released in America by Glassnote Records. So both on the same label in America. Pretty cool. It was recorded in London, East Coast Studios in July of 2009. All right, here's some more trivia. Have a guess who the band in the studio next to them were while they were recording.
Oh, I saw this. What was it?
They're an older band.
where was it? In London?
Oh, it was
Yeah.
Duran Duran. Was that it?
Bingo, that's it. Duran went next to them.
Shout out Duran Duran. Come on the show.
Please.
You guys rock.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The album was mixed at Motorbase Studios, owned by Philip Starr, who produced Phoenix's album. They were only the second band to use the studio, the first being, have a guess, that's it, Phoenix.
Nice.
More links. Okay, produced by Elliot James. It's a beautiful name. That's a lovely name, Elliot James.
Call my kid Elliot.
He's worked on the Kaiser Chiefs record, Future Heads. He did some like backing producing on the Silent Alarm album by Block Party.
Cool.
And he's mixed the Last Dinosaurs record, which I thought was pretty random.
Dude, that makes sense. Really?
Yeah.
All of the early
it
stuff
does.
sounds.
Fits in that realm. Album had 5 singles. So it's a 10-song album. It's got 5 singles. Something Good Can Work, I Can Talk, Undercover Martin, Come Back Home, What You Know. Banger, 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 banger. Big hit. Big hit. Big hit. Cool.
Big hit.
Debuted at number 46 on the UK album charts, but it peaked at 24 in May of 2011. So like a year after it came out. As of November 2016, so it's pretty dated. I couldn't find any more recent info. It sold over 350,000 copies in the UK. In Ireland, it peaked at number 1 and 44 in Australia. So not as high as what I thought, but like they're still so popular here. I don't think the charts really have to show anything for that. It won the Choice Music Prize for the 2010 Irish Album of the Year. So that's pretty cool. And they donated all the money to charity. They won 10,000 euros and they just gave it to charity. It's pretty cool.
Good on them.
And one last link before we get into the next section. They supported Phoenix on a tour in the States in 2010.
Wow.
More links. Yeah.
Heaps of links.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's so many. There's just so many. All right, that's it for the dates. Do you want to get into the elements?
Yes, sir.
I got one more thing.
Oh,
When we-
backtrack. All right, let's go.
So this is like a debut album, right? Tourist history.
It is.
Other debut albums around this time: Naked and Famous, Temper Trap, Group Love, Passion Pit, British India, all in that same realm. That would I wish we were a couple years older because
In 2010.
there's that's between 2009 and 2011. All in that little time
Yeah,
frame.
indie rock. I just think when I got into high school, indie rock was the thing. Like,
Oh yeah.
you had
Big
to
time.
listen to indie rock. Otherwise, like I was listening to Metallica. I was like, all right, I guess I'll raise my guitar strap a bit higher so it's up here, and I'll do my top button up, and I'll get a fringe, and that's it. And I'll play Undercover Martin on the acoustic guitar.
Classic.
That's a fact as well. Yeah, that's sick though. I didn't know that. That's really
so
cool.
many, that's all their defining albums in my opinion as well.
For sure. Cool. Let's get into
The elements.
All right. Let's talk production first. I think the very first thing I noticed with Phoenix albums how crisp the drums were, and then I realized obviously some of them were not real drums, but still they make the sound so clean and crisp. It was so good.
I don't think it matters. I think they still sound amazing anyway.
Yeah.
And if they sound good, then whatever.
They're so expertly triggered. It sounds so real, even though it probably was programmed in.
I think I actually probably prefer the production on Phoenix, but Two Door, I like it for a different reason. Two Door just sounds like it's being played at a festival to me. I don't know if it's because that's just the music, but there's just a lot of space.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, the
There's
guitars especially.
Yeah, I get what you mean because there's it's not Two Door. It's not really an original sound.
No.
There's so many bands that did it before them in England as well, especially. But
yeah, it's kind of just a refined
yeah,
block party. It's
But-
a more pop block party.
And Franz
I think.
Ferdinand as well, for sure.
Yeah.
I just think it's different though because I can tell a Two Door song just because it's such a what you said. It's such a festival song.
Yeah.
It just pops.
It's just a party track, yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
and they're all like that. It didn't really stop.
And so inoffensive as well, just
Yeah.
happy risk free.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I was when I listened to Phoenix album, there was so many times where I'd stop because I'd heard something really cool in the production. I had to have a look, and I'm ooh, that's nice. I didn't really do that with Two Doors as much. It was kind of just the one level.
Yeah,
whole time.
yeah. I think Two Door, it works really great. It knows what it's doing. it has a sound and it doesn't really deviate from it. Whereas Phoenix, there's like a lot of experimentation throughout. Like there'll be just a little synth that'll only play for like 30 seconds, especially on like Love is a Sunset part 1 and 2. There's just like all these different things coming in, which I really appreciate.
That song is just blew. It actually blew my mind. Like,
oh, me too.
It is so
it's so good. It's so good. It built up. You could play that at any club and it would go off.
Yeah, but yeah, at the end of part 1, as that like the beat comes in, you're just like, oh
yeah.
Reminds me of
good.
a live.
I could listen to that for. Apparently it was meant to be a 25-minute song.
Really?
Yeah, and then
I wish they
should have done it.
Yeah. I could listen to that song for 25
I'd happily
minutes.
listen to it.
Just when that beat comes in, when it like the kick and
yeah.
So
and then when
good.
it gets to like once like part 2 starts, it actually is like a sunset. Like like I literally can picture a sun like rising
I didn't
above
think of
me.
it. Think of it like that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Because when I first listened to it, I was a bit like underwhelmed by part 2. I thought like they gave us like an entree, a brilliant entree with the first bit, and then the drums come in. It's like another like little entree, and then I'm like, damn, I'm waiting for the main course. This is gonna like take it to that next level, and then it just stops and like.
Then they just served you some Coles mud cake for dessert. No man.
Yeah.
No,
But
I love
you
that.
saying that, Adam? Yeah, like you've influenced me a bit on
Well,
that.
the part 2 it only goes like a minute and a half, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or,
But I think this would have been a good closer for the album, rather than
no,
track
same.
4 or
I
5.
think I was going to speak this about the flow, but I think it peaks. I think the album peaked there. Although Lasso right after it's really good, but
Armistice, the end of Armistice, it's like
That's true.
big.
yeah, that's
Punk
true, I suppose.
ending.
But I don't know. I agree. I don't think the album. It kind of on the next few listens. I kind of like thought it was pretty good, but the first few I was like, I think it drops off after Lasso and Love Like a Sunset a little bit.
True.
But still heaps good.
Yeah.
Did you write much about the lyrics? Because I thought the lyrics were like all over the place for Phoenix. I couldn't really make much of it.
It took me a little bit of a like. Again, I'm going to shout out Genius for helping me through this, because I was the same.
Oh yeah.
When I was listening to it, I couldn't really make it out, and I couldn't tell if that was because it's in a French accent and I just can't like decipher the words very well. But after looking at it, like it's got a lot of annotations about everything, and it is pretty deep, actually, like very deep.
It all seems
the
like
tracks.
oddly specific, but
Yeah, specific. But once I read that, in my head to start, I thought the lyrics for Phoenix aren't that good. But once I read all that, I was like, oh, it is actually pretty genius.
I think the lyrics were really good. I think the thing with Two Door, I don't know if you noticed this, but once I noticed it, I couldn't unnotice it.
Yeah.
Every song structure is exactly the same. So it'll have, and most of the songs, the verse lyrics just repeats in the second verse, and then there's no bridge. The chorus just plays again, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I was kind of, I don't know. There's not much substance to the lyrics in the Two Door.
The lyrics in Two Door are bad.
Yeah,
and I didn't know, and it's
They're
actually
about nothing.
I didn't really notice that until I kind of listened to both albums a lot. It wasn't until like 2 days ago that I went through and like looked at the lyrics, and that spoiled it for me a little bit. I still love it. But yeah, the lyrics have taken
the music
away.
just goes so hard that
It does.
if there's one drop in the music, it really shines on the lyrics, and they're not,
exactly. Yeah,
they're not too flash hot.
No.
The Cigarettes in the Theatre, the opening track of Two Door song. Did you think of Like Eating Glass by Block Party?
A little bit. Yeah.
I reckon.
Definitely starts the same way.
Yeah, with the one string. You know what that reminds me of, Brad? Remember when your old band with shout out Joe, shout out Andy, shout out Mitch played Cigarettes in the Theatre at school?
Was that when that theatre just opened?
Yeah.
And we had to play a show?
Yeah.
Had to play it for it? Was it any good? You being in the crowd?
I think it was pretty sick at the time.
I
would love a recording of it now.
Me too.
Oh yeah. It was alright.
I'm sure it was trash. Like that shit's hard to play.
Yeah.
Like perfect dance.
There's so much going on in that song. I don't know how you little 15-year-old.
I'm sure it must have been trash the more I think about it.
Yeah.
The outro is always heaps fun to play as well.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's it.
I think the outros, Two Door do like have some interesting intros and outros.
Oh, for sure. I reckon
Which,
the music on the
do
Two-Door album is
mix
so
up,
good.
yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
The guitar lines
And,
are so catchy.
Yeah,
and they're not scared of changing up the time signature as well a bit.
Nah, yeah, there's a lot
Like,
of
do you
that.
want it all just in 7/8 the whole time, which is sick. And like with that big banging outro, that's really cool. I think. I wonder if they close their sets on "Do You Want It All," because that is definitely like a confetti moment.
Yeah. Have you guys watched their Reading performance? And I think it was the year that album came out.
Not recently, but I have watched it before.
Oh my god, it's in the big tent, which is always
Okay.
the best vids to watch because the crowds are really loud, and they opened with Undercover Martin, and like as soon as they started, the first like chord, there was confetti. It was like from the intro.
Start
is-
hard with confetti and don't stop from there. Confetti
is
every
like
song. You get a
Yeah,
confetti.
That's for sure one of my favorite live vids on YouTube.
Ah, sick. I'm
Definitely.
going to have to check it out.
It's so good.
I think on Phoenix album, the lasso intro and the lasso guitar work, it's just so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like the intro's like the best. You know how many?
Yeah.
You know how it's really hard to pick when the snare comes in.
Mm.
I figured it out. Have you?
Did you figure it out?
Did you figure it out?
You got to listen to the hi hat. I think.
Well,
that's
no,
how I figured
it does. It does. So I've been listening to this song for years, and I have never picked it. And then last night, I came home pretty pissed actually. Put the album on, and I just
Nice.
picked it, and I was like, "Oh, true." So it does 12 times. It goes. It does that 12 times, and then the next one is the snare. And I was like,
Nice.
"Wow, I did it."
Good on you, man.
When I went
Figured out
to bed,
Phoenix.
up all night. I was just, that meme where he's like doing the maths, like the maths in his face, picking the snare.
After a few beers.
Oh God, I want everyone to
That's
go
hilarious.
try pick that snare after they finish listening to this podcast, please. It's fun.
I think Lasso and Rome, they're such a good combo together.
Oh yeah.
Which makes me think like if Love Is a Sunset wasn't in there, it wouldn't just be a combo. It would be that whole starting 5 or 6.
I
that
kind of
would-
I
like that
agree.
it's-
I agree. I think it was
though.
pretty ambitious though, putting a 5-minute instrumental as the 4th track, and I thought that was pretty sick.
Yeah, I loved it. I think especially in comparison to Two Doors, because Two Door is just like pretty basic pop structures everywhere, just with like a lot of
Yeah.
ornamental.
It couldn't
Super
be basic.
impressive
It couldn't be
guitars
more
everywhere.
basic, to be honest.
It is very
is.
basic. So in comparison, it makes Phoenix seem like absolute. gods
Also,
of
with
art.
that said,
abstract artist.
with that
Yeah.
said though, it doesn't mean that the Two-Door songs are bad because they're not.
No,
crazy.
they're not bad.
It just means like
No.
you
Yeah,
know what to
they're-
expect, and you didn't really get anything that kind of took me by surprise.
No, yeah, I
The
got what I
most
wanted.
common thing. This is another thing that takes me back to 2010, which is super weird. But like the pattern on the drums, where it's like kick hat, snare hat.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
that's just
it's
in
a
every
dance beat.
Two-Door song.
yeah. Which I love. That's what you want.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Exactly.
It's good.
Yeah.
Love it.
We kind of spoke about it before, but the flow, I think Phoenix kicks off with the 2 singles so good. Like Litzomania, 1901,
Yeah.
back to back. Such a buzz. I was buzzing.
Yeah, I loved it. I feel like
great
Phoenix's
song.
album, especially, I kind of liked. I know you guys said you weren't fans of it, but I liked that it had that Love Is Like a Sunset in the middle, and then it kind of like as like a break. It kind of felt like more of a, I don't know, more of an album, kind of like reading like a novel, I guess, like a whole.
getcha.
It had ups and downs, and then it does have a pretty big ending with Armistice.
Yeah.
But Two Door is just like a straight. It's like a straight line, but it's a very high line. So,
I actually wrote down.
That's true. I feel
Alrighty.
like
I actually wrote down because, like it's got this is about Phoenix. It's got like the 3 big singles that everyone knows, and then it's got like the little deep cuts, and then Love Is Like a Love Like a Sunset. Both parts. It's like the perfect album song. Like you wouldn't be able to hear it anywhere else, but it just makes it such an impressive body
Album.
of work.
Yeah.
With that in there. Like if it wasn't in there, it wouldn't feel complete,
Absolutely.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I also thought that I wasn't a big fan of the last track on the Two Door album. What is it? You Are Not Stubborn? Is that it?
yes, I think so.
That
yeah.
that
That's
was
the first time
my
I've
least
listened
favorite
to
of the
that
whole
track.
album. Which
The
is
Two-Door
kind of
album is very
Yeah.
shuffleable. shuffleable book.
Yeah.
You could play it in any
Yeah,
order.
yeah. But I felt like that
Absolutely.
was the weakest song, and for that to be the ending was a bit of a letdown for me.
It's weird because it's got Undercover Martin and What You Know as the fourth and third last songs.
Yeah, which
I
is
thought was
weird
like,
placement.
which is cool, but kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like that's their first and third most played songs on Spotify.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys know the track "Costume Party" by Two Door Cinema Club? It's on the I Can Talk. It's like a B-side when that released. I wish it was on this album because it's easily my favorite Two Door track.
I have to listen to it.
Yeah, you guys should definitely give it a listen. It's kind of like "Do You Want It All," just like the big outro.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a better version of that. That's
cool,
in my opinion.
The longest song on the Two Door album, I wrote it down as 3:44. So, as I said, it's like nothing ever like go. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't overstay its welcome at all.
They definitely made that album with purpose. It's just this is the album.
Yeah.
Hits.
So tight.
It's just hits. Yeah.
Tighter than a jar of salsa.
Tighter than a jar of salsa. That was amazing, Brad.
Did you make that up on the spot, or is that a common simile?
I made that up on the spot. I really wrote it down.
Tighter than a jar of salsa.
But
wait,
when
that's
I
not
thought
a simile.
Yeah.
Please insert the noise on that one.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Cheers. And a bit of auto-tune. Alrighty. Okay. Let's get in on these segments. Let's start. Alright, let's kick it off with
Get Inked.
Get Inked is a segment where we take lyrics or things that we've inspired by the bands and we make tattoo ideas. Who wants to kick it off this week?
Mine are trash.
I'll go mine. Mine are also pretty trash, but I'm going to go it anyway. Mine for Two Door were just from She Spoke Words That Will Melt in Your Hands, and it would be obviously from Undercover, and I have two hands, but like SpaghettiOs, like, and it would just have them like
I can see it already.
In some sort of liquid falling through the hands, and like the lyrics of the song sort of falling through.
That's kind of sick.
Pretty trash, but that's what I came up with.
That's nice. Oh yeah, I've just been informed by our producer, who isn't actually our producer. It's Tam, who's next door. She said it was a simile.
Oh, there you go.
It was a simile. So, thank
you.
you.
Get a tick noise.
Thank you, Tam. Nice. All right, Adam, continue.
And then my other one for Phoenix was just... This is pretty bad. It's like a couple hooking up, and they've got a lasso around them, which is pretty trash. But that's all I could come up with, really.
Yeah.
I just heard a couple of crickets walk past.
Yeah, it was no good. Very crap.
No, mine are not that much better. So my Phoenix one is from the song Girlfriend. The line, "Who bought a miracle sells these fortune tears." So, oh man, so it's a stick figure at a lemonade stand like type setup, and the sign, instead of saying lemonade, says fortune tears. And his shirt's he's got a shirt and it says, "Trust me, I've bought a miracle." And he's selling fortune tear. I'm sorry. All right, next. Two Door is from Two Door, I Can Talk. Loose tongue and arrogance. So it's a tattoo of a dude where his tongue is coming from his mouth and it's so long that it goes around him and goes like acts as his cape. So he's really arrogant. Like he thinks he's Superman. And yeah, that's it. He's got a tongue cape.
No, I kind of like that.
Yeah, and that's probably my first tattoo idea that could actually be small enough to be a tattoo and not a 40 by 40 meter piece of
Picasso,
art.
yeah, framing.
All right, Brad.
Crazy. Mine were just from Undercover Martin. It's like, "To the basement, people, to the basement. Many surprises await you." I was singing just like a stick figure, like scorpioning himself down like a 2D set of stairs. Just like a little like real basic pic.
Scorpion.
And then maybe there's like a birthday there's a birthday cake at the bottom. That's about it, but it's not too great.
Very nice.
And my first one for Phoenix, where in Rome it says Rome, I think it says it 24 times in a row. So it's just going to do like a 4x6 Rome. But I thought that was too shit out. So I think just Love Is Like a Sunset, just the track name, just like a horizon of like a sunset, but instead of the sun, it's a heart.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm
Lovely.
sure someone has that somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
Rome, 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 Rome. Times 24. That's awesome.
Actually,
that one was actually pretty funny.
before we go on, I actually read about Rome when they were writing it. They like asked them what
The
it's
city or the
about,
song?
and they said it was just so Rome to people from France is everyone else's Paris. It's just like the big epic like romantic place is Rome, and they wrote the track and it just sounded epic, so they just called it Rome and talked about Rome.
That's
that's
really
the
cool.
meaning. Yeah.
That's
There you go.
sick. That's pretty cool that their Paris is Rome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Did you go to
That's
Paris,
sick.
Adam?
Yeah, I've been to
You ever been
Paris.
Was
Very-
it romantic?
Yeah, very romantic. Pretty smelly, but very romantic as well.
Like good smelly or bad smelly?
Depends where you are. If you're in a wine shop, smells pretty good. If you're
Yeah,
just
right.
on the street,
Cheese shop.
smells pretty bad.
Stale jets and blue cheese.
Yeah, yeah. It's just kind of dirty.
Yeah,
But-
right. Oh,
yeah.
cheers.
Have you been to Rome?
Yeah, I've been to Rome. I was there for like 2 days though, and I was a bit hungover for the majority, so I kind of wasted Rome. But yeah, it was pretty sick. To the Colosseum.
Sure. Yes,
Pretty
that would be
nice.
awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
Nice.
there you go.
Thanks for that. That was nice.
That's
Okay,
all right.
let's move on. Next one.
Fattest riff.
Fattest riff. We're going to pick our favorite parts of the album, pretty much. I've kind of just taken out the riff part because sometimes it's not even a riff.
No, yeah.
Mine this week is not a riff from Phoenix. It is the intro to Lasso, the drums. Talked about it before, but it just blows my mind. I just love it. It's so fat. I think it's
It
so
is
good.
nice. Yeah.
12 tom hits, and then the snare comes in, if anyone's wondering.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for Two Door, I had... This was kind of hard for me because I couldn't really pick like the fattest or like the part I loved the most out of this album. I thought it was all really good, but nothing in particular stood out. But I wrote down the outro to This Is the Life. I think it's just super like block party, heaps of like dueling reverb guitars. It's pretty cool.
That was mine.
Yeah.
You got
that
me.
one. This Is the Life outro.
Yeah.
True. What's your
I had
Phoenix
that.
one, Brad?
I had like the pre-chorus to Lasso,
Ooh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
where it's I think it's that Pitchfork Festival vid Adam that we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the lighting they use in that just like
Amazing. Yeah.
amplifies that, and then going into the chorus,
Yeah.
it makes it brilliant setup. You go.
Mine was the outro for Cigarettes in the Theatre for Two Door.
Yeah, that was my backup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
nice.
fat. It's really nice. And then for Phoenix is actually like the last chorus and outro of Countdown, which is like it's just got like really crazy pianos
Yeah.
going on, like just loads of scales, and I just really like it. It's very beautiful.
It is good.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Hey, what songs are we giving
The ad.
to this week? What's going in the playlist, which you can find on Spotify if you search it, the Record Royale ads.
Check
We're
it
putting
out.
in our favorite songs from each album we cover into that playlist for your personal listening. I'm going to go last because I think mine will be said. You want to go first, Adam?
Okay. Mine is Love Is Like a Sunset Part 1 and 2.
There it is.
That
I
was
knew
going
it
to
would
be
be
my
said.
ad. Yeah, which I thought you guys wouldn't get
It
around.
has to go in.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, little side note about that. Before they released the album, they released an EP, and I think it was Listomania 1901, and then just Love Is Like a Sunset Part 1 and 2. That was the EP.
What?
Which
What,
is-
before the album came out?
I think so, yeah. Or like maybe it was like a little single, like a teaser for the album, but yeah. How weird's that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's the album.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Hey.
my ad for Two Door was Come Back Home. Because I really like...
2 for 2, Adam.
Sorry, boys.
That's all good.
Yeah.
I got backups.
The chorus for Come Back Home is like my
It's
favorite.
sick. It's so
It is,
good.
Yeah.
And the drums.
Yeah.
just really
I'm a
good.
sucker for that
Come
sort of
back
beat. That.
home.
Yeah. It's nice.
That's cool. Mine were both of them, but I did write Lasso for Phoenix. Pretty much
Has to be in
mentioned it
there.
heaps. But it's just so
Send 'em
so
up.
good. It gets me going. It gets my spine tingling. And This Is the Life for Two Door.
Oh, yeah.
I think the vocal
Great
hook on
track.
that is just so catchy. And then like the guitar line,
Yeah.
that bit's sick.
You'd hope it's catchy
great.
because it's the same line
it's
over
bliss.
and over and over again.
Yeah.
Hope it gets
That's
stuck
good.
in your head.
Brad, what are yours? What's going in the playlist?
I had for Phoenix, I'll do Rome
Yeah.
because that's
Nice.
like I didn't really hear that before doing this album. I love just like when he comes in, when the drums come in, and he goes like fall,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. I don't know how he gets that high. It's crazy. And like that, I was just like, whoa, holy shit! When I first heard that.
Whoa, baby.
And I'll give an honorable mention to Countdown as well. I
Yeah.
think that
I love that track.
might be my favorite track.
Also, I have to give a shout out to 1901 as well.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so
Yeah,
fun.
come on. Can
Maybe
we just put that in anyway?
can we
That
just
has
we
to
need
be
to
in there, I
put
think.
yeah. There's too many good ones not to
Oh,
mention.
then Listen Mania has to be in there as well.
They're so good.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll
yeah.
make we'll just make a Phoenix playlist.
Yeah. Which is just the album.
Yeah. Love it. And for Two Door, I think maybe I'll put Do What You Know because that's like
Classic.
that's a classic. I feel like there's some tracks that are just like they're already made, but people just have to discover it. Like
Yeah.
it's like a diamond.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time before someone figures it out. And I think What You Know is one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
That's-
Same with
that's awesome.
1901 actually. Like it's
Yeah.
already been invented. Someone's just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we gave a lot of honorable mentions there. That was needed.
That's a good thing. It means they're good.
Absolutely. Hey, okay, so now we got last segment. 2 truths and a lie. I'm going to be doing 2 truths and a lie this week. Let's see how we go. So 2 truths, I'm going to say 3 statements. 2 of them are going to be true, 1's going to be a lie. Let's see if the boys can figure it out. Number 1. Phoenix started out by playing in French pubs, doing Hank Williams and Prince covers. Number 2. Kanye West posted on his website saying how much he loved Two Door after this album came out. Number 3, Two Door Cinema Club. The reason they didn't have a drummer in the beginning was because the guitarist Sam Halliday made a bet with his brother saying that they didn't need one.
Ooh.
Oh.
Righto.
do you reckon?
I
Was
reckon
this- was the Kanye, was that on Twitter? Or
Yeah, what
you
did he
just tweet
post?
him
He
out,
posted
or-
it on his website. It was in 2010.
Oh yeah, shoot. Damn, so that's like, what era of Kanye is that? That's like,
that's beautiful.
Beautiful. It would have been around the time or after or before that
So
beautiful
80s
twisted
peak.
whatever the album's called.
Right.
Fantasy.
um,
I love that album, but I can never say the
Yeah,
name.
it's a long name.
yeah. Playing in pubs as well.
Oh.
Prince tracks, right?
Prince.
I
Hank
can-
That one's a
Williams.
bit fishy to me. I'm not.
Nah, I
like,
can.
I'm
I
not
can
really buying
easily
that.
see that. I can so easily see Phoenix doing
Yeah.
that and Hank Williams. That's kind of Phoenix to a T. If you watch that live show, they're all just wearing like cowboy stuff basically, and they've just got this big electronic crazy setup. There's like
French cowboys.
So
A rare breed.
Yeah, they're like digital cowboys. That's Phoenix to a T. So I can see that. That's for sure. I reckon.
Okay.
I'm thinking the last one is the lie. The Two Door, the brothers making up, saying they didn't need a guitarist
Yeah.
or whatever.
That's definitely the one
Drummer.
that would
Yeah,
take
they
the
need
least
a
time to
drummer.
think if Will was cheating.
I can definitely see Kanye doing something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the first one just to see if Adam's wrong.
Yeah. I'm going to say the last one.
Okay, so Phoenix did start out by playing Prince covers
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
Hank Williams.
Yeah.
Kanye West did post on his
Oh.
website saying how much he loved Two Door. Oh, that just broke. I just broke my earphones. They were so loud. And yeah, so they didn't actually make a bet about not needing a drummer.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm
Yeah, so
chasing.
there you go.
I'm chasing that Kanye post. I'm going to look that up later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. I tried to find it, but like there's articles where the band have been asked about it, but I couldn't find the
Yeah.
actual post itself. Wait, I wrote down one more, which was my backup lie. I thought this was way too obvious, though. It was going to be that Thomas Mars, the singer of Phoenix, when he writes his lyrics, he writes them in French and then translates them to English, which could be true,
Could be true.
but I really, 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 really doubt it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I very much doubt that.
Who knows?
Puts them in Google Translate and makes them in English. Lasso, what is that word? Oh, cool. All right, we're at the back end. We're at the core of the episode here. Let's give these rankings. Let's give these some rankings. Okay.
Yep.
I got some values for this week as well.
Let's hear
Let's
'em.
do Phoenix. Unless you two have some.
I haven't
don't.
got anything.
All right, let's do it for Phoenix out of 10 Mozarts
Yeah.
because of the album name. And then Two Door, it was out of 10 tickets to the movies because they got their band name from what the guitarist couldn't pronounce Tudor Cinema. He would say Tudor Cinema.
Ah, true.
And that's where they got the name from. So
That's cool.
let's do Phoenix first. How many Mozarts are we giving it?
Who's
You go,
going
Adam.
first? Me?
Yeah.
Alright. I think this album is my favorite indie album ever. And I can't see any problems with it, so I'm giving it a 10. A 10 Mozart.
Wow.
Oh, your first 10 of the show.
I can't
guy.
I can't fault it. I love every aspect of it. And
Yep.
I think it's got a big diverse sound, but it all still sounds like it's part of the same package. And for me, there's no low points. I like all of it. So there you go.
10.
10.
Bang.
10
10
fat ones.
Mozarts, Adam. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 9 Mozarts out of 10. I thought I'm buying this on vinyl like after this episode for sure. This album is so good. There's just so much going on. It's so creative. And never for one point I knew what was going to happen next. Of course, unless I've heard the song before. But even when I did, I was hearing things I've never heard before. And I figured out the drums, the snare, and lasso.
Yeah, exactly.
So 9 Mozarts out of 10. Brad,
Yeah.
what are you giving it?
I'm going to back you up there, Will. I was thinking a 9 as well. Pretty much
Huge.
everything you said. But yeah, just like this album is so glossy and like, it is so grand, but like beautiful and like mature at the same time. I feel like I'll like this even more as I get older.
Yeah. It's definitely
It's like a
aged
fine wine.
really well.
Yeah, it's like a fine wine.
Hey, that's gotta be the highest rank. Let's see if Tudor can knock it off. Adam?
Tudor, I really enjoyed it. But just from like a songwriting perspective, it does sound like I think there's a reason all teenagers loved it when you were 16. It's because it's very basic, but it catches your attention. It's got a great sound, but the substance for me is just not quite there. So I'm going to give it a 7. So I just think I loved it when I first listened to it, but as I went back through it, it seemed to fall really short in comparison to Phoenix.
For sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna back you up on that one too. I'm giving it a 7. 7 tickets to the movies for this one. Please, sir, check my ticket as the door. But it just didn't do it for me as much as what I was expecting it to. There's not that much happening in the music, and as you said, the songwriting. It's super catchy, and I love these songs, and I'll always play them. They're going to be in so many, you're having beers. A Tudor song is probably going to come on. But if I'm going to sit down and listen to this full album again, I don't know. I don't know. So 7 tickets to the movies for me. Brad?
I was thinking an 8 when I
Hell
did it.
yeah.
I think, this it's just like a nice little package of an album. And there's no beating around the bush. There's nothing more, nothing less. Hooks, licks, heaps of fun. Just beers, as you said, Will. I do think, not higher because they don't take any risks really. It's quite predictable, and I wish they did experiment a bit more.
Yeah,
But,
I think I want to listen to their later albums.
Yeah,
now.
same. I feel like it was just the stepping stone, really. Like it sounds like they've got all the things they need for a super great album. So I want to listen to the second one now, all the way through.
Yeah.
I think.
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, cool. Hey, so 8 and 7s, they're not bad scores, but when you're comparing to 10 and 9s for Phoenix,
Yeah.
Phoenix has clocked up our biggest total yet of 28 out of 30.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Tudor's fallen just behind at 22 out of 30. Phoenix gets the dub. A huge dub. A pretty
Huge
colossal
dub.
dub, if I do say so. I am definitely going to listen to that album, maybe today.
I'm
again.
gonna have to back you up on getting it on vinyl as well,
Yeah, me too.
or maybe we can just share it.
Yeah.
You're not really
That
into
just doesn't work, does it?
though. Yeah.
Hey, man, do you reckon I can come around to your house and just pick up that album? No, I'm listening to it. All right, cheers. Too easy.
Fair enough.
I guess I'll try again next week, eh? All right. Hey, thanks you so much for checking another episode of Record Royale. Phoenix gets the dub. Hey, next week on the show, we're really, really keen for this one. 2 very new albums. We got Charlie XCX's album, How I'm Feeling Now. It only came out a couple of days ago. And it's taking on Dua Lipa's future nostalgia record,
Nice.
baby.
Let's go.
I'm
Never
really
really
keen. I've briefly listened to both albums and I really like them. So
I've heard good things about that Charlie XCX album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
it's good.
yeah.
It is. I listened to it
Very
the other
keen.
day, actually. It's really good. It's going to be fun.
Nice.
Another fun one. I'm really keen. Hey, thanks so
Yep.
much, everyone. Check us out on the socials at Record Royale. Make sure you're voting on our polls when we get them up next week of what album you like the most. And it's going to be a really fun one next week. Okay, we'll leave it there. Phoenix wins. Phoenix wins.
Woohoo!
See you, boys.
See
Bye, bye,
ya.
bye, bye. Bye, bye.
See
you
ya.
later.